Welcome back, where we have Joe and Gila here on behalf of the Old Pros. Well, welcome both of you. How are you?
We are well and wet, thank you.
Oh, I know. It is a little bit rainy today, but I think we were going to have beautiful skies over the next few days. So cross our fingers. So you guys have a program coming up, which is Lewis and Alice in Wonderland.
Yes.
So where did this concept come from?
Well, first of all, we call it LAW, Lewis and Alice in Wonderland. Okay. We were sitting around the Old Pros wondering what we can present to all of our members, because we don't do much at the PAC anymore. And ideas just came out, and I said, I wonder how many people know who Lewis Carroll really was. And people said, I don't know. I said, why don't we do an Alice in Wonderland? It just really just came up that way.
Okay,
and so they said, okay, you write it.
And she did.
So
and you did. All right, all right. Well, that's good. So when you take a look at who he is, what would you say in a nutshell he is?
Oh, he's a very complicated gentleman, very brilliant, on the same level as Einstein in mathematics. He was immediately taken back to Oxford as an instructor when he was very young. So he was very bright, but he still loved to write and to be around young people.
And of course, I did not realize 7 children's books. So
Yes.
that's interesting.
Yeah,
That's
Alice in Wonderland,
Right.
a few others.
Yeah.
But he also wrote different stories and things that had nothing to do with Alice.
Okay.
He wrote a great many essays on mathematics and love puzzles. And the one thing I really, as I was doing some research on him, that I absolutely was flabbergasted, he created the game of Scrabble.
Oh, he did? I did not know that.
Right. And
well, that's a great
yes,
thing, because
yes.
who doesn't love Scrabble?
Yes.
He also, as a child, was schooled at home, and he was reading tremendous books that adults read by the time he was 7. So that's when they started discovering just how brilliant he was. They didn't send him to public school or to a private school. They just took care of him at home.
So so the premise then is, of course, you'll have somebody who will play him, and then you're playing him.
Oh, yes.
Oh, well, lucky you.
I thought maybe we would avoid that.
That's awesome. So you'll play him, and then how long is this going to be? Is it a half an hour?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's about 40 minutes at the most. Yeah.
Okay. And it's going to be on Wednesday, March 8th at Clubhouse 7. And this
Yes.
is one of your normal meetings, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And then, just out of curiosity, why did you both join Old Pros?
Well, when I came here about 7 years ago, I had been a professional theater person. They called me a triple threat. Sing, dance, and act.
Oh.
And my aunt had lived here for 26 years in the village.
Okay.
So I knew all about the village, and she took us to this beautiful theater saying, you would love it here. So when we retired and came here, the first thing we did is go to see the theater. And I thought, wow, isn't this a nice theater for retired people? And discovered the Old Pros.
Okay. All right. Great. And how about you, Joe?
Well, I also was studying in New York, and I performed there with several different companies.
Okay.
I was a singer, actor, mover is what you put on. They used to say mover. I wasn't a dancer, but I could move.
You could move.
So I did quite a bit in New York, and then I met someone, and I was supposed to go on tour. And it was a year-long tour, and I decided that, well, in gay years, a year is like 80 years in a normal relationship. And I said, it's very hard to meet people that are so compatible. And I said, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going away. I'm going to stay here. So I changed careers for a period of time. And then when I retired and came out here from the East Coast, I found the old pros and I thought, you haven't done this in a long time, but I loved it.
Right.
So I said, let me give it a shot.
It's nice that there's outlets like that, you know, and it seems like there's outlets for many people from all different backgrounds. It doesn't, you know, you don't have to sing, you don't have to dance, you can do all
No.
sorts of different things because we have over 250 clubs here, so there is something for everyone.
Yes,
Isn't there?
absolutely true. The old pros and theater in general couldn't exist. The actors couldn't exist without the lighting people, without the sound, without the makeup.
Yes.
I mean, you know, go on stage white-faced? Never.
So speaking of that, you want everyone who's going to participate or come, you want them to wear something. Tell me about what you want them to wear.
Oh, yes. I don't know if Carol mentioned this to you.
Yes.
We would love for people to wear, it could be costumey.
Sure.
It doesn't have to be Alice in Wonderlandy, but some kind of costumey would be so much fun.
That would be a lot of fun because
Yes.
then you're sort of interacting with the audience in a different way. So
And
that's awesome.
it's a great opportunity for those that aren't aware of the old pros and what we do to come and see the performance and
Right.
get an idea, because I'm sure there are 1,000 actors out there that haven't thought, oh, maybe I'm too shy to do this anymore.
Right.
And they'll have a wonderful time enjoying the organization.
Exactly. So let's tell them again when it is. It's going to be on Wednesday, March 8th at Clubhouse 7. The doors open at 6 p.m. and you start at 6:30, and club members are free, but bring a friend that maybe might like to be a part of the old pros because non-members are only $5.
Exactly right.
Fantastic.
You got
Look at
it
that.
right.
All right. Well, thank you both so much. It was nice to see you.
You're
Thank
very
you.
welcome. Our pleasure.
And if you want more information about any of the events or meetings that the Old Pros is going to have, you can go to ocoldpros.org or you can send them an email, ocoldpros@gmail.com. We'll be right back.